All right, so what does it really take to be the top dog in digital marketing in a place like Vietnam, where everything's growing so fast? Well, today we're going to get a peek behind the curtain. We've got our hands on a strategy document from a company that claims to be exactly that, number one. Now, our goal here isn't to sell you on them, it's to tear down their pitch and figure out what any business, anywhere, can learn about growth. Okay, let's get into it.
So, right out of the gate, this is the big promise from the company, Creazion Media. Dominate. I mean, they're not messing around, are they? That's not just a small promise to get you a bit more traffic. They're setting the bar incredibly high. This is the central claim we're going to unpack.
And here's our game plan. First, we'll look at their big claim. Then we'll dive into what they call their winning formula. After that, we'll check out their toolkit, see the proof they offer, compare SEO to paid ads, and then we'll wrap it all up with a checklist that you can actually use. Okay, let's kick things off with the big picture. The document paints Vietnam as a digital battleground, which honestly sounds about right. When a market is booming, the fight for eyeballs gets intense. So the message they're sending is pretty clear. In a market this hot, picking the right partner isn't just a nice to have, it's a make or break decision for your business.
So, if it's a battleground, how do you win? What's the secret sauce behind that huge promise to dominate? Well, that's what this next section is all about. Let's see what they consider to be their winning formula.
And here it is. It really boils down to two things. And the mix is what's so interesting. On one hand, you've got deep local knowledge. We're not just talking about the language, but knowing the culture, like what's important during Tet or how people in different districts of Ho Chi Minh City actually search for things. And then there's the other side of the coin, a relentless ROI focus. Traffic is nice, but cash is king. It's all about that return on investment.
And they've got a name for this whole philosophy, ROI-driven growth. Now listen, this is more than just a fancy marketing term. What they're saying is that literally everything they do, every keyword they pick, every link they build, it all has to answer one simple question. Does this make the client money? It's that direct.
Okay, so the strategy sounds good, right? But strategy is one thing, execution is another. So how do they actually pull it off? That brings us to their toolkit, the nuts and bolts of what they actually do on the ground.
Their toolkit is broken down into 5 key parts. First, you've got local SEO. Think phone near me searches in Hanoi. Then there's Vietnamese-specific SEO, which is all about culture. Next up, e-commerce, and this is key. They're talking about plugging into local giants like Tiki and Shopee. Then you've got content and link building, which means getting mentioned on actual Vietnamese news sites. And last but not least, the super important stuff, technical SEO, making sure the site is lightning fast on a phone because that's how most people are browsing.
A fancy strategy and a big toolkit are one thing, but talk is cheap, right? Where's the proof? This next section is where they put their money where their mouth is, showing off some pretty impressive numbers from their clients. Let's have a look.
First number up, 220%. And what's so important about this is that it's not just clicks or views. This represents the increase in people physically walking into a retail store in Hanoi. That's connecting the online world directly to the real world, which, as you know, is the holy grail for any local business. Next up, we've got 300%. This one is pure ROI. They're talking about a 300% jump in organic sales for an e-commerce shop in Ho Chi Minh City in just 4 months. So this is where that ROI-driven idea really comes to life. They're not just talking about traffic. They're talking about tripling sales. And for the last number, well, it's the one everyone in this business wants to see, number 1. They're claiming they got a B2B client to the top spot for 12 major keywords. But here's the kicker. They say they did it in under 90 days. Now, for anyone who knows SEO, that is fast. Okay, so after showing off those numbers, the document kind of takes a step back. They start talking about the bigger picture. How does SEO stack up against its biggest rival for your marketing budget, paid ads? They frame it as picking the right growth engine for your business.
And this is how they lay it all out. On the SEO side, they argue it's like buying a house. It's an asset. The cost goes down over time, it lasts, and people trust it more because you earned that spot. Paid ads, that's like renting. It's fast, you get results right away, but the moment you stop paying the rent, you're out. So the bottom line, according to them, is SEO is for building something that lasts, while ads are for that quick, short-term hit.
All right, we've picked apart their strategy, we've seen their proof, but now for the most useful part for you.
The last section is basically a cheat sheet, a checklist that you can use to vet any agency you're thinking about working with. And this part is pure gold.
So here are the questions they say you absolutely have to ask. First, do they really know the local culture? Second, is everything they do laser focused on your bottom line? Third, are they totally upfront about pricing and reporting, or is it a black box? Fourth, can they back up their talk with real hard numbers? And finally, a big one for a market like Vietnam, can they work seamlessly in both English and Vietnamese? Really, this is your blueprint for making a smart decision.
And this all boils down to one final, powerful question that they leave us with. And honestly, it's the only one that truly matters. Forget all the jargon, forget the rankings for a second. Just ask yourself this: is your digital partner turning clicks into actual paying customers? Because at the end of the day, that's the whole game.